Hi everyone, I am Roshini, Department of Commerce from AJK College of Arts and Science, Coimbatore. Today we are going to discuss about recruitment and selection. What is recruitment? Recruitment is a positive process of searching for prospective employees and stimulating them to apply for the jobs in the organization. When more persons apply for jobs, then there will be a scope of recruit better persons. According to Edwin B. Flippo, it is the process of searching for prospective employees and stimulating and encouraging them to apply for jobs in an organization. He further elaborates it, terming it both negative and positive. That is, recruitment can be negative and positive. What are the process of recruitment? First one, identify the hiring needs. Then prepare job descriptions. Then devise recruitment strategy. Screen and shortlist candidates. Next, conduct interviews. Then evaluate and mark the offer. Then onboard the new employees. Let's discuss each point in detail. First one, identify the hiring needs. What are your existing hiring needs? Maybe an employee just left or new job position just opened. Once you identify the vacancies that exist, you can then define the job specification such as skills, knowledge, experience, etc. You can determine your hiring needs by checking any gaps in performance, skills or proficiencies that you need to fill. A sudden increase in workload that your team cannot seem to handle. Next step, prepare job description. What is job description? Once you know the skills, knowledge and experience gaps, you need to define the job role, responsibilities and duties. In short, the job description is the summary of job role, responsibilities and duties of a particular job. A complete job description helps you know what to look for in a potential candidates. It also serves as a checklist for candidates to tick before they decide they are suitable for the role and apply, which means more relevant candidates. The elements that should be included in a job description are title, responsibilities, necessary qualifications and skills, compensation, benefits and perks. The third step is devise your recruitment strategy. This is where you decide how to attract and retain the ideal candidates. Here, you should consider whether you can find a possible candidates from within the company itself or whether you need to hire from outside. In your strategy, you need to consider the geographical area you will be targeting, the method of recruitment, referrals, social media, video interviews, etc. Then the step 4, screen and shortlist candidates. Your recruitment strategy was a huge success and have accumulated a sky-high pile of applications. What is next? Here are the steps we follow when we face this exact challenge. First, we sort through the applications to find the ones with minimum qualifications. Then we separate resumes with a preferred credentials. Here we consider the applicant's experiences, certifications, domain and technical competences and skills. What is competencies? That is capabilities of a person. Those candidates who have the minimum qualifications and the required credentials will be shortlisted. The step 5 is interview process. We already know that what is interview. After the application form or the job advert, this is where your potential candidate will come in direct contact with you. So, it's time to make a good impression on them as a potential employer. And this is where you need to be concerned about candidates' experiences the most. The next step is make the offer. This is the time to check with the candidate's references, and if everything checks out, you can make the offer. However, there is a chance that the first promising candidate you have selected might not accept it. in which case you need to prepare to extend the offer to the second best or third best candidate. Next step is employee onboarding. Then comes employees onboarding. There is where you make the new employees settle. This does not only include showing the new person around the office and introducing them to others. This also includes helping them understand their responsibilities and providing the necessary resources and training to help them learn. We have covered this topic in these two resources in more detail. Factors influencing recruitment. There can be two factors are influencing the recruitment. First one is internal factors and second one is external factors. The internal factors are also called endogenous factors, are the factors within the organization that affect the recruiting person in the organization. The internal factors are the factors within the organization. Some of these are mentioned here. First one, size of the organization. The size of the organizations affects the recruitment process. Experience suggests that larger organization problematic than organizations within the smaller size. Then second one, recruitment policy. The recruitment policy also the internal factor of the organization. Then image of organization. Image of organization is another internal factor having its influence on the recruitment process of the organization. Good image of the organization earned by a number of overt and covert action by the management that helps attract the potential and competent candidates. Manage right actions like good public relations, rendering public services like recruitment policy, etc. Next is image of job. Just as image of organization affects recruitment, so does the image of a job also. Better remuneration and working conditions are considered the characteristics of a good image of a job. Besides, promotions and career development policies of organization also attract potential candidates. Next, external factors. Like internal factors, there are some factors external to organization which have their influence on recruitment process. First one, demographic factors. As demographic factors are intimately related to human beings, that is employees, these have profound influence on recruitment process. Demographic factors like sex, age, literacy, economic status, etc. Next, external factor, labor market. What is labor market? Labor market condition, that is supply and demand of labor, is of particular importance in affecting recruitment process. For example, if the demand for a specific skill is high related to its supply, recruiting employees will involve more efforts. On the contrary, if supply is more than demand for a particular skill, recruitment will be relatively easier. In this context, the observation made by 11 p.m. in regard to labor market in India is worth citing. The most striking feature in the Indian labor market is the apparent abundance of labor. Yet, the right type of labor is not too easy to find. Next factor, unemployment situation. The rate of unemployment is another external factor having its influence on the recruitment process. When the unemployment rate is a given area is high, the recruitment process tends to be simpler. The reason is not to find difficult. The number of applicants is expected very high, which makes it easier to attract the best qualified applicants. Next factor, labor laws. There are several labor laws and regulations passed by government, that is central government or state government, that govern different types of employment. These cover working conditions, compensation, then retirement benefits and safety and health of employees in industrial undertaking. So, these are the external factors that is affecting in recruitment. The next 5 steps involved in recruitment process. There are 5 steps. First one, recruitment planning, strategy development, searching, screening, evaluation and control. First one, recruitment planning. The first step involved in the recruitment process is planning. Here, planning involves to draft a comprehensive job specification for the vacant position, outlining its major and minor responsibilities, the skills, experience and qualifications needed, grade and levels of pay, starting date, whether all are mentioned. Okay, the next strategy development. Once it is known how many with what qualifications of candidates are required, the next step involved in this regard to is devise a suitable strategy for recruiting the candidates in the organization. The strategic consideration to be considered may include issues like whether to prepare the required candidates themselves or hire it from outside, what type of recruitment method to be used, what geographical area to be covered for searching the candidates, which source of recruitment can be practiced, and what sequence of activities to be followed in recruitment candidates are the important questions in strategy development. Then third one, searching. The steps involves attracting job seekers to the organization. There are broadly two sources to attract the candidates. This is very important topic, that is internal sources and external sources. The next, screening. Though some view screening as the starting point of selection, we have considered it as an integral part of recruitment. The reasons being the selection process starts only after the applicants have been screened and shortlisted. Let it be exampled with an example. Next, last process is evaluation and control. Given the considerable cost involved in the recruitment process, its evaluation and control is therefore imperative. Next, sources of recruitment. The sources of recruitment can be classified into two. First one, internal source, and second one, external source. Recruitment is referred to as the process which involves searching for the potential candidates and influencing them in order to fill the vacant positions in the organization. The purpose of recruitment is to find qualification of the candidates for the development of the organization. Sources of recruitment refers to various modes of connecting with the job seeker for completing the task of finding the potential employees. Then, internal sources. Internal sources of recruitment refers to the recruitment of employees who are already a part of the organization, the existing payroll of the organization. The vacancy for the positions can be informed to the employees through internal communication. The first mode of internal recruitment is promotion. Promotion is referred to as the change of designation of the employees. It involves shifting of the existing employee to a higher position within the organization and providing that employees with the more responsibility and a rise in pay. Promotion helps in motivating the other employees of the organization to work hard so that they also become eligible for promotion. The second internal sources of recruitment is transfer. Transfer refers to the shifting of an existing employee from one department to another or one organization to another. Next source is employee referrals. It can be happen that the organization, in an effort to cut down cost or hiring, is looking for employee referral. The employees are well aware of the job roles in the organization for which manpower is required. These employees will refer potential candidates by screening them based on their suitability to the position. So it is much less costlier internal source. Next, former employees. Some organizations have the provision for hiring the retired employees willing to work part-time or full-time for the organization. Next, advantages of internal sources. What are the advantages of this type of recruitment? First one, the organization saves money on hiring programs, which translates to higher revenues for business. Next, it makes selection and transfer of employees very easy. Then, internal source of recruitment serves as a morale booster for the existing employees because most of the employees are recruited by the organization. It provides a sense of loyalty towards the business, which results in improved productivity. Next, as existing employees will be aware of the working pattern of the organization. Therefore, it will take much less time for the rehires to get adapted to working conditions. These are the advantages of internal sources. Next, we go through the disadvantages of internal sources. Internal recruitment causes reduction in the morale of the employees who are not selected or considered for appraisal. It discourages capable persons from outside to join to work in the company. It can lead to conflict in one employee is selected for promotion while the others are not considered. These are the disadvantages of internal sources. Next topic, external sources. What is external sources? External sources of the recruitment seeks to employ candidates that have not been recruited any time before in the organization. Introduction of fresh talent among the workforce leads to growth and development of the business. What are the sources of external recruitment? First one, advertisement. Advertisement serves as a great source of information regarding any job opportunities. This type of source is used for recruitment of middle-level employees or high-level employees. Next one, employment exchanges. We heard about employment exchanges. Employment exchanges serves as a source of recruitment for the people as it's run by the government. Employment portals. In this age of technology, development in the field of hiring has taken place. Nowadays, many employment portals are open where one can find information about job openings. Next one, education institutions. Education institutions also serves as a good source of recruitment as many students or say resources will be available at once under one roof. Next one, recommendations. This can also be a good source of recruitment as an existing employee will be able to provide better recommendations for other candidates. Then, advantages of external sources. It helps in availability of proper skilled labor. We can get more qualified skilled laborers from external sources. Next, there will be availability of new ideas from employees hiring using external sources. Next, the employees join as knowledgeable persons which reduces the training time required for the new hires. What are the disadvantages of external sources? It can lead to unhappy employees as the existing employees may feel that they deserved an opportunity for growth. It can lead to lack of cooperation between the new hires and the existing employees. And also, it is a lengthy process where the employees need to appear for many rounds. Next, we go to the selection. What is selection? The selection refers to choosing right candidates from the pool of eligible candidates to fill the vacant job position in the organization. According to David Desenso, is defined as selection is a managerial decision-making process to predict which job applicants will be successful if hired. Next, difference between recruitment and selection. What are the differences between recruitment and selection? Recruitment, it is an activity of establishing contract between employers and applicants. But selection is the process of picking up more competent and skilled or suitable employees to the organization. Then, recruitment encourages large number of candidates for a job. But selection, it attempts at rejecting unsuitable candidates. Then recruitment, the candidates have to cross over many hurdles. But in selection, many hurdles have to be crossed. Recruitment is a negative process and selection is a positive process. Then recruitment is proceeds selection, but selection it follows the recruitment. These are the basic differences between recruitment and selection. Okay, clear? The next steps in the selection process. What are the steps we have to follow while selecting a person in the organization? First one, inviting application. Next, receiving application. Then third step, scrutiny of application. And fourth one, written test. Next, psychological test, personal interview, reference check, medical examination, final selection, then placement. These are the important steps to follow to select a person in the organization. Okay, then what is placement? Placement is a process of assigning a specific job to each of the selected candidates. It involves assigning a specific rank and responsibility to an individual. It implies matching the requirements of job within the qualifications of the candidate. What are the features of placement? It improves employee morale. It helps in reducing employee turnover. It helps in reducing employees' absenteeism. It helps in reducing accident rates. It avoids misfit between the candidates and the job. It helps the candidates to predetermine the objectives of the organization. Once an employee is selected and placed on an appropriate job, the process of familiarizing him with the job and the organization is also induction. Okay? So, what are the objectives of induction? To help the newcomer to overcome his shyness and overcome his nervousness in meeting the new pupils in the new environment. That is induction. To give newcomer necessary information such as location of the cafe, rest periods, canteen, etc. To build new employees' confidence in the organization. It helps reducing labor turnover and absentees in the organization because we provide all the data relating to the organization to that particular employees. It reduces the confusion and develop healthy relationship in the organization. And also to ensure that newcomer do not form a false impression and negative attitudes toward the organization. To develop among the newcomer a sense of belongingness and loyalty to the organization with the help of induction. Next, purpose or objectives of recruitment. Recruitment is the process which links the employees within the employees. The purpose of recruitment also follows attract and empower an ever increasing number of applicants to apply in the organization. Build a positive impression of the recruitment process. Create a talent pool of candidates to enable the selection and best candidate for the organization. Recruit right people who will fit in the organization culture and contribute to the organization goals. Determine current and future requirements of the organization in conjunction with its personal planning and job analysis activities. Next, type of test. First one, written test. Written tests historically have served as a significant input into the selection decision. There has been a renewed interest in written tests since those that have been validated can aid significantly in the acquisition of efficient and effective workers. Next one, intelligent test. The employee's intelligence level is determined here. Next one, performance test, whether the employees perform well or not. Next, honesty test. The use of lie detector for verifying the information on the application form can only be used for specific jobs such as police officer, finance manager, etc. Next, aptitude test. Whether the employee is interested in the job or not can be determined this test. Last one, psychological test. The psychology of the employee is determined here. The employee who are psychologically strong and do not get nervous too well. These are the types of tests. Next, interview. An interview is essentially a structured conversation where one participant asks questions and the other provides answers. In common parlance, the word interview refers to one-on-one conversation between an interviewer and the interviewee. Who is interviewer? Those who conduct the interview is known as interviewer. And who is interviewee? Those who participate in interview is known as interviewee. Okay? Next, what are the types of interview? The telephone interview, face-to-face interview, panel interview, group interview, sequential interview, lunch or dinner interview, competency-based interview, formal or informal interview, and the second interview. These are the important types of interview. What is telephone interview? Telephone interview is a data collection method when the interviewer communicates with the respondent on the telephone in accordance with the prepared questionnaire. Okay, then next, what is face-to-face interview? This is a structured interview conducted by trained interviewers who use a standardized interview protocol and standardized set of responses for recording participants' response. Next, panel interview. What is panel interview? When two or more people interview you at the same time. Panel members can include potential supervisors, managers, team members, HR specialists, and other decision makers within a company. Next, group interview. Group interview is one of the method of interview. It is an interview technique in which several candidates are interviewed simultaneously for similar positions. To be successful, group interviews must be well planned and executed. The plan also need to outline the company objectives and purpose for using a group interview strategy. Then lunch and dinner interview. In this type of interview, an interviewer takes you out for a dinner to a restaurant where you discuss the position and your qualifications over a meal. Interviews may take job candidates out for dinner to access their social skills, communication skills, and their overall character. Okay, let's concluding the class. Today we have learned about lot of information about recruitment and selection. Post your doubts in comment box. See you next class. Thank you.